everybody, and welcome to the Cinema Bees podcast. I'm Tyler.
I'm Monica.
And today we are talking about the recent Disney movie, Encanto.
Yay.
Yeah, we just saw it yesterday, and we have some things to say about it. But first, so this is going to be a little bit different. We aren't going to talk about trailers. We're going to talk about the short that was in front of the movie.
Animated short, excellent. Far from the Tree.
Yeah, I always love going to a Disney movie and just seeing a short before.
I know, it's super fun.
I don't know, because there were still 8 trailers this time.
I know, but almost everyone had seen before.
Really? This set of trailers I hadn't seen that much. But I liked seeing the short. It kind of helps me get into the movie aspect again. So this short was just about basically this raccoon. I think father it's not really explained, but this parental raccoon with their kid, and the parent is trying to get food for the kid, and the kid keeps trying to help, but he keeps getting in trouble, and then eventually it leads to him getting hurt from a coyote, I believe.
The gist is that it's about parents trying to keep kids safe, and the progression of from generation to generation, how parenting changes based on people's experiences as kids. It was really beautiful. I cried, honestly. I thought it was so good.
I was really close. I always end up very, very close to crying in a lot of the shorts.
They're so beautiful. They did such a good job. I love the animation style. It was really classic looking. I don't know how to explain it. It was really unique.
If you watched Burrow, the other short about the bunny, it reminded me of that, but still less grainy.
Yeah,
it was more polished. I don't know if you've watched any of the Spark shorts.
I haven't,
dude. Those all make me cry. They're all.
The only one I saw was the one with Kit Bull.
Kit Bull, because I told you about that one.
Yeah,
I was like, you have to watch this one if you aren't going to watch any other ones.
That hurted.
No, they're all really, really good, and they're all super emotional.
I need to watch them. I still haven't watched a lot of the Disney Plus content, the Olaf shorts and all that kinds of stuff. I need to watch those.
Yeah, they're all really good.
My favorite Disney short of all time, I think, is the Pixar one with the dog. What's it called? Where he's eating
Feast.
Feast. I love Feast. That one be making me cry too. That one's so good.
I can't think of my favorite. I know I have one, but I can't remember it. I know the one that's basically Mickey in an old timey cartoon.
Oh, I love it.
And then he pops out into the theater. I think that one's pretty cool.
That one's really good. Yeah.
But this short that we saw, Far From the Tree, was pretty good. I was surprised. I always forget almost that there's a short in front of it.
I'm used to them in front of Pixar movies, but I feel like it's a new thing that they're in front of the regular Disney animated movies. So I was pleasantly surprised.
Made me think. I was like, wait, are we seeing a Pixar movie?
I know,
because I was confused. Yeah, No, but it was really good.
Yeah, I really liked it. That was a great way to start the movie.
Yeah. So let's get into Encanto. Do you want to give the synopsis?
Yeah, sure. So Encanto, if you've seen the trailers, they really do a good job summarizing the gist of the movie. Not much further needs to be said, but basically this family lives in a magical house that due to a miracle that they had from their past, and live in a magical house, and then all of a sudden the magic kind of starts dying, and the lead Mirabelle, is that her name? Hang on.
We must research.
It was Mirabelle. I was right. Okay. So basically, the heroine, protagonist, Mirabelle. Basically, the other thing I should mention is every single member of the family has a special power that was given to them by the magic in the house, except for Mirabelle. She's the only one that didn't get a special power. And then the magic in the house kind of starts cracking and breaking, and the magic starts dying, and everyone's blaming Mirabelle because she doesn't have powers, and they think she's ruining everything. And so then it's just basically about them dealing with the magic dying, how to save the magic, how Mirabelle can use her lack of powers to be a part of the family. There's some other fun stuff in there. But I will say that one thing we weren't sure about, we've talked about this with trailers before, we did not realize it was a musical. I was hoping it would be, but then Lin-Manuel Miranda, he is back again. Honestly, I love him though. I mean, honestly, he's kind of cocky, you know. I don't know how to explain it. He's like in everything, and I feel like people are starting to take like a turn, like society's like taking a turn on him right now, because I think everyone's like had enough. But I still like everything he does is really good. So there's a lot of music in it. I loved the celebration of like Colombian culture. Personally, I loved the colors. Visually, this was amazing. What did you think?
Yeah, no, it was freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
Like there's one of the granddaughters, her power is
Luisa.
Is that basically she's like perfect, but she can like spawn like flowers, just like make everything turn into flowers, and all of that is so beautiful.
I know.
There's one scene like later in the movie where it's just like her, and it's like just freaking feast for your eyes.
How much I was thinking that watching it, like I can't imagine how much time this takes just to create the set, let alone animate like the people. Like I can't imagine how much time it takes. I know it's sped up a lot with technology and stuff, but still.
But no, it's still like super crazy. Like how they're able to do that is beyond my pay grade.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I liked it. I will say I did like the song. Of course, Moana, thinking about Moana, it's also music written by LMM. But Moana, I think, has some of the best music in any Disney movie ever.
I agree.
From, like, the opening scene, I guess, comparing, so Moana also has an opening song where they're, like, describing, it's, like, basically a big, like, expositional song, so, like, bring you in a world-building song. But that's Make Way, or We Know the Way. Oh, no, what is that one?
No, it starts with
Where You Are. In Moana.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, and I love that song. And then this one starts with a similar song where it's just, I think it's like the Miracle Family.
Yeah. Welcome to the Family.
Welcome to the Family.
That's like the big one that I've always seen in trailers.
It's not that good. I don't know. I was just like bored.
It was worrisome because it
didn't like have a good chorus. Like it didn't. I don't know. It just wasn't that exciting. So me and Tyler looked at each other and I was like, that was not good. And he was like, yeah.
I know you liked a lot of the music. I wasn't that big of a fan of the music in this one. And I love Moana's music, so I was surprised that I did not like vibe with this music. There's like almost like in some of the songs there's like very, very harsh like shifts in direction of how the beat goes.
It's so strange. I thought the exact same thing. The songs were not cohesive.
Yeah, exactly. And so like even during the song it'll just shift and it's like, okay, this is a weird way to be going now. I wasn't expecting this. And I know Lin-Manuel Miranda often gets like credited for his like fast raps and stuff. There's not one in this, like it's probably there's maybe one I can think of that's like super fast. It's like 4 lines, but like none of the stuff that he wrote I felt like actually like worked within the actual music composition, especially
like her like How Far I'll Go, like her power ballad was not like powerful. And that's another one where it kept shifting like shifting like themes and tempos, and there wasn't even like really there was like no chorus. There wasn't like it didn't feel like a beginning, middle, and end. It was just strange. So I don't know.
I was about to mention the fact that this doesn't have a power ballad. That's how noteworthy the power ballad was, because I forgot it was there. Because like this, no, Moana has like 5 different ones. Moana is like really, really powerful music.
It's hard to, it's actually, when I'm thinking about this movie, I don't want to keep comparing it to Moana, but structurally and story-wise, it's really similar to Moana. It's like
something bad is happening.
Girl is doubted. This girl is underestimated. Then she saves the day and like finds a friend along the way.
Like, exactly.
Truly, that is like it's really, really similar structurally to Moana. So when you're comparing the two, Moana is just better, and I did like this. I did like it. I just didn't like it as much as like I wanted to. And everyone, even my trailers, I was like, I'm so excited for this. I can't wait for this movie. And I'm like, oh well, I don't know.
It's not like it's still good. It's just not anything special, in my opinion. We saw this with our whole family, and our mother said that she liked this more than Moana.
That's offensive.
Yeah, I can't believe her.
I think it's good. I definitely think it's worth seeing, like, if you have kids, of course, like, I would go see it. Even I think a lot of adults will like it. I just think maybe don't expect maybe as much as you might from another Disney movie.
Yeah.
Like, if you're thinking this is going to be the next Moana, like, just go watch Moana. But overall, I think it's good, worth watching. It's kind of, like, disappointing. It's like, this could have just been released to Disney Plus, and I would have rather them release, like, Soul in theaters, you know?
Yeah, like, just wait off on Soul until now. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, like, you did see Luca. Luca, I think would have, but I'm not sure if Luca would have been better in theaters, because Luca is kind of like a backseat, like, you're just along for the ride.
Yeah, because Luca's like a really simple plot, and like there's nothing super like powerful in it. But that's why I think Soul would have been better in theaters, because the music, the visuals, like, it just feels like they were meant for the theater. So
we saw this in Dolby. Could you imagine Soul in Dolby?
They need to just release it again. I would go watch it. Yeah, that would be so beautiful.
Because the freaking scene where he's in the trance, and he's out in the real world, and then he like starts playing the piano to try to get back into the zone.
Oh, I'd be crying.
Dude, I listened to that song like on its own.
Yeah.
That's how much I love that song. But if that was in the theater, that would be insane.
Oh, this is a major side note, and I am bringing up a trailer right now, but speaking of Pixar, the upcoming Pixar release, Turning Red. Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
I'm not excited for that one.
Are you kidding?
I don't think it looks that good. I like the vibe it's giving, because I think it's 80s vibes.
Yeah, I was wondering it was 80s.
I'm pretty sure it takes place in the 80s.
I like the animation style. It's kind of like unique. It's kind of reminding me of Wreck-It Ralph a little bit.
I can see that.
I don't know. I think it looks so good.
I'm just not super into it.
You're a hater.
I don't know why. Ever since the first teaser came out, I was just like, I'm not like super interested in this story.
Oh my gosh. And you're going to the Disney college program, and you're just hating on them left and right. How dare you?
Sorry, Disney.
I'm calling them.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, I just don't know why. I just wasn't excited for that one.
Anyway, that's just talking about Pixar just reminded me of that. But yeah, I think this movie was pretty good overall. I do want to get into spoilers soon, because I think some of my personal gripes are with the plot a little bit. I did feel it was a bit messy.
And some of my praises are with certain characters.
Yes, same. Yeah,
certain characters
exactly
really excel.
That I can't bring up right now. But
so
overall, but I do want to say I think it couldn't have been longer, because it was already pushing the boundary of length for an animated movie. But I think if they would have explored some of like the family characters a little bit more, that would have been more fun.
Yes.
Because that was the most fun parts of the movie,
100%.
is all of their powers. It was really, really fun. Like, I really enjoyed watching that. But yeah, there was some characters that they didn't really explore, and I'm like, well, I want to talk to them more. Yeah. And then, I don't know, I think we'll get into spoilers now, because I think there's some other things I can say. But
before we do that, we have to decide, is it buzzworthy? This is a really tricky one.
You know what? I don't want to say just because it's Disney, but because it is Disney, it's fun, it's colorful, like, there's music. Like,
you're going to enjoy
it's buzzworthy.
it.
I think it's buzzworthy. Exactly.
You're not going to go in and, like, absolutely despise what you're watching.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's, like, on the low end of buzzworthy for me, but I still would think it's a little bit buzzworthy, because if you've seen other Disney movies, like, you're going to have fun with this one. It's, as much as, like, I like Moana more, I would like going to the theaters and watching a new Moana, essentially.
Yeah. I think it's pretty buzzworthy. I would watch this again, like, soon. I did like it. I think I need more time with it, almost. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I watch it again, maybe, like, I'll feel what Mom felt.
But that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, so let's get into spoilers now. So, spoiler warning, if you haven't seen the movie, leave now, or if you want to stick around, get spoiled, or if you've seen it, stick around, so you can get spoiled and enjoy our in-depth critique.
Yep.
All right, so getting into the synopsis of the spoiler section, obviously what Monica said, it was just about this one girl, Mirabelle, who in her family everyone has a unique power, and the magic's starting to fade, and she's trying to save it, basically. So she ends up going into her brother, like, there's this brother that basically her uncle
mm-hmm.
There's this uncle that was shunned out of the family for unknown reasons. She goes finds him, like, finds out that she needs to, like, save the magic. Then she goes through, like, different scenarios and tries to save the magic. Ends up that basically what needed to happen is that she needed to reconcile with her grandmother, because her grandmother had like
major beef with her.
Yeah. Grandmother was just like against her because she didn't have powers. And then they end up like saving the home at the end. It's pretty basic. Like it's like
truly, it's like underestimated girl saves world.
I was trying to explain more, and I was just like, but this doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it really doesn't. That's why I think Moana is a bit better, because Moana, I think, is like really about a journey of like finding yourself. And I just think that they were trying to do that. That's exactly what they were trying to do here. They were trying to make it like Mirabel's trying to find herself, but it just fell flat. Moana is just like a bit about her reconnecting, like, or staying in touch with like her family roots, while also trying to prove to her, and really it's the same thing, trying to prove to her family that she is like worth it and can do anything without. Yeah. So it's the same, but the problem with it is that while they want to focus on Mirabel and her story, they spend like 10 minutes at times just exploring other characters. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this one character, her name is Louisa, and her power is that she's just super strong. And she always, like, you see it at, like, the start of the movie, she just walks, like, through town, and then people are just, like, telling her what to do. And so when that happened, I was like, oh, is her arc, like, gonna be the fact that she doesn't want to be bossed around the whole time? And, like, have to do everything? And that ends up being it. Yeah. But we get, like, a whole 5-minute, like, song just going into her character when we could be exploring Mirabel.
That's how I felt. I felt it was random which characters they chose to like explore and why. I don't know if it's because the other character they chose to explore, Isabel. I don't know if it's because they're the three sisters.
Yeah.
So
I could see that.
I would have rather like either but I might disagree with you. I don't think we needed to spend more time with Mirabel, because all she ever had to say was like, I don't have powers. I'm sad. My family hates me, but I love them. And I'm just like, can we talk about something else? That's all she has to say.
Yeah, true. But I feel like if they were making it a whole story about Mirabel, they should have made Mirabel more complex.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that.
Mirabel is literally like just that one trait of, oh, I love my family, but they hate me.
That was my biggest issue with the movie, is that from the beginning to end, her entire thing is like, I just love my family so much. And it's like, but her family's like so rude to her, like the whole time. Like her grandma, she's like, I love my grandma, but I'm like, your grandma's like actually,
I hate
like,
my grandma.
I'm like, no, like your grandma's like actually so mean to you, but go off.
Yeah, no,
like her dad's like the only one. Her dad and mom are like the only ones that are actually nice to her, and seriously. I'm like, why does she love them so much? I don't know. So I guess I get the whole point of like family sticking together, but in some ways I was just like, not them promoting toxic family environments.
Seriously, it was really bad. Like that, just at the start with the grandma like constantly being like passive aggressive and being like, you don't have powers, so don't do anything. Yeah. Like just leave it to people who have powers. I was just like, uh-oh, this is not good. Yeah. It was a very, very good way of representing what's the word, like high expectations, like filling high expectations, because it's like everyone in your family has this power that they can use, but you can't. So it was like her feeling like she wasn't worth it.
That's my only other gripe with the plot, is I would have liked to know why she didn't have powers. Like, I kept thinking they were going to explain that, and they never did. And I'm just like, so is there a reason she doesn't have powers? Like,
yeah, because at the end, I'm glad they didn't do this. At the end, I thought they were going to give her a power.
Me too. I'm glad they didn't do that too.
But like, I guess her power, because technically the family, like the front door was her door at the end.
Her power is like bringing the family together.
Yeah, I guess her power is love.
Yeah, that's how I was just like. I bet that is what her power is, love. Yeah.
It was just like, okay, guys.
And I did like how the one part I did like was that how the magic is dying because the family was like was not together. The family was falling apart. Like the family was not being supportive of each other. So that's going to crack the foundation.
Which makes sense, because like the reason the miracle even started was to make sure the family stayed together.
Yeah.
So that was a really good idea.
That's the other. We haven't even talked about the main dude, Bruno.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to get into next. Yeah. Bruno is great.
I love him. Bruno. I wanted to spend more time with him.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was upset about. Because so basically like Bruno is this like really, really weird kid, but his power is that he basically can like have visions. He can see the future. But anything he saw was like really, really bad most of the time.
Yeah, he would always he would tell people like the negative of what he saw, and so they would think that he caused the future. So like if they like, for example, they do a whole song about it and it's like, he told me I was going to be bald and then I became bald, so that's his fault. Yeah. And Bruno's like, not really, but go off.
It was a good song, but yeah.
I love that song. That was the best song in the movie. Yeah.
No, but he was like just like the super like awkward, like, because he's been shunned from the family, so he's not in the family anymore. He's like living in the walls. Which I thought was funny because there's another girl who her power is
Dolores.
Yeah, Dolores is she can hear everything. Like she can hear stuff like from a mile away. And at the very end, she's like, "Yeah, I knew he was here the whole time. I've heard him every night."
I actually like that because I would have left the theater like, why is she not here?
I thought that during that. I was like, well, if he was in the walls, wouldn't she hear him? And then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Give one thing.
Yeah.
No, but Bruno is great, and they really, really explored Bruno and like how the family like just like shunned him because he was different, essentially. And I think that's a good thing to focus on.
Yeah,
when it was the same, it's very nice because it's like the same thing that Mirabel was going through.
Yeah, I really liked how they were able to be like partners in crime, and I liked how she was able to like see herself in him and him see himself in her. I think that was really good. I don't know. I think they had good ideas. Like every single message was good, but it just didn't feel like, I feel like it just wasn't cohesive. Like it didn't flow well. It felt choppy. Like I feel like we would be really getting deep into plot and then it would stop and we would like, and then like the proposal thing, I was like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
It was like, as soon as we would make some steps forward, like the whole plot would stop. So like some random song could happen.
Yeah.
Like with Luisa.
There was a, Luisa's like song. It's just like, all right, we're just taking a pit stop at Luisa for some reason.
So that's why I either wish they would have done that with all the family, where it's like, I think what they should have done was we should have gotten to know the family more deeply and then kind of get into Mirabel. But instead, we're right off the bat, we were like, oh, Mirabel's sad, and it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
no, I totally get what you're saying. Like we start the movie with Mirabel. Like Mirabel is explaining the story to these kids so that we can be introduced. And like the entirety is like, oh, hey, here's my family. All right, now let's do me. and then like the rest of the movie is her. And it's like, all right, but there's like really, really cool ideas. The main thing I like realized today that I was upset about was at the very start, the first, like the day that you're introduced to the story is basically the day that this kid is going to get his power. And so you have this moment like right before he goes get his power where him and Mirabel are talking and he's like worried he isn't going to get a power because Mirabel was the last person who did it. And so there's this really, really touching moment where she's like being like super caring towards him and being like, not worry and don't worry, and being like reassuring, but she's like kind of like upset.
Yeah.
But he's not in the rest of the movie.
I know.
Why is he gone?
Then exactly. They try to like establish this like really clearly close bond between her and her cousin, and then it's like actually by like that's
he's never in the movie again besides like one like throwaway line he appears with Bruno. It's like I don't like you had great ideas. Why do you just throw him out the window?
I agree, and I also liked the relationships between like the three like her mom like and her aunt and uncle, or the other, I don't know, I guess I would have liked to spend more time with the aunt and uncle that were married in, you know what I'm saying?
There's just like a lot of people that are really, really cool to explore, but you don't explore them. Because like, I mean, I understand that you don't want to explore everyone because having everyone have a character arc at the same time would be muddy. But like the kid that can shapeshift, like he's just in it for comic relief and he's barely in it at all. Like, make him do something is what I'm saying.
The other thing is, he seemed younger to me than Mirabel. I kept thinking that the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's like, so Mirabel's supposed to be younger than him, I guess?
I didn't even think about that.
I did not consider he definitely seemed younger than her.
He definitely does. Yeah. And maybe he just always shapeshifts to be younger than what he actually is.
Yeah.
Oh. You never know. No, but there's just, like, stuff that's just, like, so, like, put in there, but not fully realized, like Dolores.
Completely. Yes, I completely agree.
So basically, like, there's this suitor and he's going to win over Isabella, and Isabella doesn't want to get married to him, but Dolores is saying that, like, basically Bruno give her a vision that all of the men that I want are always out of my reach, talking about the suitor, and then at the end it's just like, hey, you guys talk, and it's so fast, and it's like,
yeah,
there's something there. You could have done something.
Exactly. That I felt the exact same way about that part. Overall, like, yeah, It was good.
It's just missed opportunities.
There was a lot of missed opportunities, I felt, and I felt like, in some ways I felt like confused the whole movie. I was like, well, when is this going to happen? Like, when are we going to wrap this up? What's happening? And yeah.
It was just very confusing, but I do think that the overall message was really, really strong.
Yeah, I agree. I just think they could. I personally think the grandma's supposed to be like, Abuela is supposed to be like the driving force of this movie, and I just think she's too unlikable. Yeah. I think they should have made her have a little more sympathy, and like at the end they kind of explain it, like, they were taken away from their home, so they had to like migrate to a different area, and then her husband, the abuelo, the grandpa, was killed by these people. I don't know if they're colonizers or what. There's these people That's the
vibe I got.
Yeah, these people that were like forcing them out of their home. So he was killed by them. So she was, and she just had triplets with him. So she's extremely heartbroken, and like that's how the miracle happens. That like the magic like saves her to help keep her family together. But anyway, so like they try to explain like why she's so harsh and why she cares so much about the family being together at the end when her and Mirabel resolve that. But she still wasn't likable enough. I'm like, that makes even less sense than why you would be mean to your family. If, I don't know, because she's just so rude to her.
She really is.
Like, she's like, not just like, oh, like, why wish you wouldn't do that? She's like, you're ruining everything. Like, you're the reason this whole family's a nightmare. I'm like, oh my gosh.
One of the big moments of the movie. Oh, this is what I was upset about. The fact that, sorry, this is a side note, but I'll get to like the topic that we were talking about. Basically, the whole plot hinges on the fact that Mirabel needs to find this vision. And then she finds the vision, and then she goes to Bruno, and then figures out what she needs to do. And she needs to hug Isabella.
That was so silly.
Yeah. But then she goes and hugs Isabella, and then nothing works.
Yeah.
And then so like you basically are told what the answer is, and then you're like, "Ha, psych, that's not the answer." And then you're just like, "Well, what do I do now?" Because as an audience, you're like, "That's what was told to us that we need to do." And now that we aren't now that we did that and nothing happened, you're just stuck there sitting like, "Okay, why was I told this? If it's not true, don't lead me in that direction." And so like the way I was getting back to the topic is that the way that they hug is that Mirabel like basically shows Isabella that she doesn't need to be perfect, which is a good message. And I liked that one more than the Luisa one because it incorporated Mirabel.
Yes, exactly. I agree.
And so where the Luisa song is literally just
like,
her
let me monologue for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Like,
she's just complaining.
Yeah.
And then she does that, and she's like, "You don't have to be perfect." And so like Isabella's like having fun, and then the grandma shows up, and she's like, "How dare you be a bad influence?" And then it's like she's just being awful to her. Well, Isabella's just sitting there. Isabella's just sitting there. Like Isabella could have just been like, "No, I wanted this." But no, she's just off on the side. But no, like the grandma becomes so mean at that point, and it's just like.
And then Mirabel, rightfully so, she's like, "You're the reason like this family's so effed up because you're the one that's being rude to people." And then Mirabel apologizes to her later. I'm like, you as you should not, Queen. Like you said what you needed to say, and what about it? So
yeah, it was just so much was like just like
it's
tiny
just messy.
off.
Like some of the messiness just took away from the movie overall. I think we should have spent a little more time, working the songs, a little more time working the plot, like workshopping some of this stuff. I feel like they were like LMM, like you have free reign, and
honestly, that's what I felt like.
Things got crazy.
Yeah. So they should have had Mirabel be more interactive with the family. Yes. Because I think it would have been more powerful if the grandma was the only one that was against Mirabel.
That's how I feel.
Because the whole thing is that everyone was against Bruno. And so if you have only the grandma be against Mirabel and Mirabel being like super upset by it, when she meets Bruno, then she's like, "Oh, this is how bad it could get. Like this is the extent of it."
Yeah.
And so then she's like, then it starts to focus just on her and the grandma, which I think would be a more interesting plot than her trying to just fix the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. By the end, I kind of like cared more about Bruno. I was just like, was he going to be okay? And then Mirabel. So
yeah, honestly, Bruno was just like that, like captivating. So
yeah. Overall, it was really good. Side note, the food looks so good. I want to have whenever that cheesy empanada thing is so bad. I keep thinking about it.
I was going to try to say it, but I can't. I know I would butcher it, but it does look good. It's the one that heals her hand.
Yeah.
That's always in the trailers.
Yeah, I can't tell what the first word she's saying is. I know she says con queso, but like, I don't know if it was like empanada, but
empanada con queso, maybe.
Whatever it was, sign me up. That was really good.
Find me one. All right, it's up to viewers to send us the food from Encanto.
We'll drop our PO box. But anyway, I recommend it. Overall, I just know like it's not going to be like a perfect movie. I think they tried to. I guess my thoughts are that they tried to make it too complex. Whereas, like, some of the simplicity is kind of what makes Disney movies good. Like, Moana had, like, some complexities character-wise, but the plot was generally simple.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Go to this place, get thing. Oh, here's an obstacle in the way.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's really good. Like, it's like, very, very simple, but they make the characters complex, whereas this one tried to make the plot simple, but also, like, tried to make it complex. It's hard to explain. But, like, they tried to throw too much into it.
I would see it for yourself. I will say, like, if you're, like, it's the holiday season, I think you can wait to see this one until after, like, once it comes to Disney streaming or whatever. Because I think, if you don't want to spend the money on it right now, or you don't have time to see it right now, I wouldn't, like, adjust your schedule for that.
Yeah. Because we're, like, I know we're going to see House of Gucci. Mm-hmm. But I'm assuming we'll probably want to go see that more than this.
Yeah.
So, So thank you guys for listening. You want to give any things about our social media?
Yeah, follow us on Instagram at cinema_bees. We're on Facebook now. Just look for Cinema Bees Podcast on Facebook. And TikTok, we're on there. We haven't really done much with TikTok yet. If you guys have any ideas for TikToks, let me know. But yeah, we are happy to be doing this. It's super fun. We hope you enjoy listening. Give us 5 stars wherever you listen. Or if you're watching / listening on YouTube, like, subscribe. And thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.